Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. Right, okay, so it's nearly 7 p.m. in our old England, my delicious little babies. Look at me flipping garden anyway. I've got to wait for my little gardeners to come. Don't worry, okay? Can you see over there with all my little yellow flowers? Well, little Rubes likes to go and trample on whatever I've planted. Okay, my delicious little babies. So anyway, that's that. Can you see it? Okay. Anyway, my delicious little babies. So let's get on with this. I hope that life is treating you all most deliciously wherever you are in the world, my little lovelies. Okay. And yeah, it's not really been much sunshine today. It's very, well, you can see by, the clouds, what's going on here. And they're trying to block out the sun, my delicious little babies. Anyway, they've done a fine job of that, my delicious little babies, okay? So yeah, so that's the weather forecast, but it's rather warm actually. It's rather lovely and delicious, so I cannot complain, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so what do I want to talk about today? So yeah, so I was listening to Share, which is SHAE. Share. I haven't mentioned him actually for quite a while, and with anybody, not in that way. And anyway, still got the large fences there, we see. And but we've always got the little birdie house, you know what I mean? My delicious little babies. Anyway, so yeah, and the video is about 22 minutes long. He's got 900. I think, what is it? Is it 996 or 998,000 subscribers? My delicious little babies. So it's really shot up since last time I advertised him. Bless him. And yeah, he's showing a video now. This video that he's showing, I did happen to mention your man there. Oh gosh, long time ago now. And this is all to do with Ben Habib, who, well, his little magpie in the tree. Can you see my delicious little babies? You probably see that little magpie there. Anyway, my delicious little babies. So, and Ben Habib, is really putting your woman there with a hijab in a place, my delicious little babies. Now, that is not racist. It's not prejudice. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm no such thing now, okay? But your woman there came from originally, South Africa. And, well, basically, she's talking about that the more intelligent, the more intelligent somebody is, that, well, basically, that all of this influx of ones coming into the country, well, basically doesn't really affect them, because they seem to earn a lot of ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Do you follow what I'm saying, my delicious little babies? Yes. Anyway, so Ben Habib, he happened to have a completely different view of what your woman there was saying now. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay. Anyway, Shady Share seems to like your man there, Ben Habib. Okay, my delicious little babies. Not only that, but Share, he came to England, my delicious little babies, and he happens, bless him, there we are, he happens to love England. Do you know what I mean? But this was going deeper, this conversation, my delicious little babies, what was taking place here. It would be really fascinating for you to please and thank you to really take, listen to it, my delicious little babies. Can you see my little pigeon? So you got the magpie and you got the pigeon together. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, Kai? What do they do with little pigeons, because little pigeons, they tend to, nobody really sort of, well, I'm not going to say nobody, but, for many, they don't really spare a thought, do they? Do you know what I mean? But it seems that the ones, the birdies that seem to look prettier, shall we say, well, then they seem to favour those over our humble little pigeon. Anyway, there's method what I say, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? Anyway, So, yeah, this conversation became a lot deeper. And, your woman there, I could fully see what Share to Share was saying. And, of course, at the same time, I could see what Ben Habib was saying. And at the same time, I could see what the uploader, and like I said, with anybody not in that way, what he was saying. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, the point is, we live in England, don't we, my delicious little babies? Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, well, really, if somebody comes to our country, shouldn't they really, let's just say, oh, hello, little wasp, shouldn't they really respect our culture and respect who we are, my delicious little babies? Do you know what I mean? But it appears that, well, simple things for many, they simply do not, but they're very happy to, there we are, to criticise. Don't criticize my friends, don't criticize my ideas. You know what I mean? They're happy to criticise our country, my delicious little babies. Well, at the end of the day, Share to Share said it. I mean, I was out walking my beautiful and wonderful little Ruby Tuesday, because my beautiful and wonderful little Maisie Moo can walk south. And I was stopped off to talk to, a few as, mankind, bless them, as I was out and about. And, the fact of the matter is that, if you're, not happy with our custom here, I mean, even if it's down to a roast meal, like pork, you know what I mean, my delicious little babies. Well, the fact of the matter is, if you're not liking, well, then maybe you need to, there we are, shoulders go up. Maybe you need to trap out the country then, isn't it? Because it's not for yourself. Okay, my delicious little baby. So I happen, like I said, I'm not racist, prejudiced. Anyway, I shouldn't even have to keep saying it. So I'm going to stop saying it now, because at the end of the day, well, I'm not going to stop saying it, because there have come times where I have to say it. But the fact of the matter is that I'm just done saying it the way it is. If you go back decades ago, and I'm 51 now, and you go back decades ago, well, you'll find, my delicious little babies, that it was very different, so whoever came into our country, whether they be Irish, Jamaican, anything like this now, then Indian, okay, any different cultures, all that they wanted to do was come here, bless their beautiful dear little souls, and work for a living, build the home, and there we are, shoulders go up, just be done with it. Do you understand what I mean? But you're talking about now ones who sincerely do not have the same level of respect. Do you understand what I mean, Martin? Babies? Not only that, but ones are very, very quick to, to criticise England now. Okay, well, none of us have done these, awful deeds decades and decades ago, my delicious little babies, but still yet we still get labelled that, oh, well, it's because of us. Well, no. Why don't others, my delicious little babies, sorry, I'm just swapping hands, why don't others, my delicious little babies, take there we are, responsibility to do with their own countries as well, my delicious little, there we are, my shoulders are going up all the time when I'm saying it to you, my delicious little babies, you know me, they're not taking responsibility in any way. Your woman there now then, with a high jib and everything, right? So she comes here, and obviously had some form of an education, because, she talks very posh, like you got a plum in your gob. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies, Kai? So, well, here's the thing now, you want to talk about ones coming into the country. Well, the fact of the matter is, not being nasty, and yes, she came to live here. I do not know who she is, probably from a young age, okay? But if she's so happy about it, then trap back to her own, there we are, damn country, you know what I mean? And stop chatting shat to everybody. Because it's because of these so-called academics, not for everybody, Martin little babies, okay? Because I happen to know some beautiful, not in that way, some beautiful academics. I'm talking about your flipping Nancy's here like her now then. Do you understand what I mean? Would she like it if somebody came into her home, right, and then was dictating what was going on. No, she wouldn't be a liking, but she's quite happy with this political shat, to chat a load of shat. Do you see what I mean, mad little babies? And of course, because of that, that is the problems that we've got. Do you see what I mean? Because of these, isn't it? They need to be, there we are, educated themselves. And of course, there she is, rambling on about, unless you're well travelled and everything like this now then. Well, you know what I have to say about that, my delicious little babies? What a load of effing shat at the end of the day. The woman is chatting, there we are, complete shat. Okay, my delicious little babies. So nobody wants to hear her trap. Nobody wants to hear the dirtiness coming out of her mouth then. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies, Kai? Because it's absolutely banging correct now with what I'm saying. It is the ones who are poorer, bless the beautiful dear little souls, okay? There we are, who are suffering. It's not like these ones who are sat now, like in mansions and all this now then. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay, no, it is not. They're not suffering, no, nothing, are they? My delicious little babies, you know what I mean? It's ones who have to walk up and down streets, who have to go into shopping centres and all of these kind of things now. Do you see what I mean? Who are suffering. Then you got the other half who probably go to effing Harrods or where else can we say that's very, very posh? Well, you've got loads of posh places at the end of the day, haven't you, my delicious little babies? But of course, they don't see real life. Because in reality, they live in such a silly, pathetic and idiotic little bubble that they really just do not see anything at all, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? And anyway, so she's coming from South Africa and she's wearing a high jib. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies, Kai? We can see what the crack is here and we can see what's going on, my delicious little babies, big times. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. Now then, let's switch over to Spain. So what's going on in Spain? So there's a party in Spain, my delicious babies, only from what I've heard, okay? And just to let everybody know, I'll repeat again, I know some absolutely beautiful Muslims, beautiful Christians, beautiful different who celebrate different religions, okay, my delicious little babies. So I'll repeat again, I am not racist or prejudiced, okay? It's just please, I beg you with the Lord of mercy, please take a listen to this video, okay? Then you'll see the shout that she's chatting. Do you know what I mean? Okay, my delicious babies, because let me tell you, stick her in the middle, sorry, of a stumbling there, every reason to. In the middle of let's just say London, stick her in the middle of there, she wouldn't flipping, there we are, my shoulders are going up before I even say it, she wouldn't last 5 effing minutes, man. You know what I mean? They'd just be done, there we are, telling her the way it is. Do you see what I mean? But when you're on front of a screen, yeah, you can chat. Chat. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Anyway, let's get back to Spain. So there's a part of Spain now, my delicious little babies, which have banned Muslim festivals. Okay, my delicious little babies, because what they're basically saying is that they want to keep their Spanish as their Spanish. Well, my delicious little babies, okay, I totally, there we are, shoulders go up, agree with this. Okay, my delicious little babies, wholeheartedly. Right? Because at the end of the day now then, and let's not forget that if we go back decades and decades ago, that did you not have some of the Indian going into Spain, my delicious little babies? Anyway, maybe I've got that wrong, I'm not a historian. Anyway, my delicious little babies, or, just something just came to me, you know what I mean, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so, yeah, so what they want is to keep their own tradition. Well, my delicious little babies, what in the earth is wrong with that? I see absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever with that. Okay? But of course, this is another talk show, my delicious little babies. And the reason why I'm not mentioning what video it is because It's one that I do not like to advertise. Okay, Mardelishlik Babies Cave, because why feed the flipping monsters? There we are, shoulders go up. You know what I mean? Mardelishlik Babies Cave, because we must remember they're copying everything that the alternative, there we are, media are doing. Abracadabra, I want to reach out and grab you. You know what I mean? Mardelishlik Babies anyway. So yes, so I see nothing wrong with it. And not only that, but why should a beautiful dear animal, okay, Mardelishlik Babies, you imagine every time a beautiful dear little animal is paraded in the street for the celebrations, it's going to go to that poor little baby's sacrifice, he or she is. Okay, you imagine the fear in that poor, beautiful, dear little animal's mind, in their body. Imagine the fear. Do you know what I mean, Mardelishlik Babies, okay? So something's just made me say that. Anyway, Mardelishlik Babies, right? Well, for myself, I do not believe, which I do not believe. It's like when, we've got plenty churches, isn't it? Which, of course, are closing plenty of churches, Mardelishlik Babies, as well as the old bill stations. So if you need help, well, good luck with that, because you're not going to get it, Mardelishlik Babies, okay? But yet they're banging up loads of mosques now. Now, we all know, don't we, Mardelishlik Babies, yeah? Yes, isn't it? That what hides behind churches, mosques, all these places now, there we are, damn corruption. Okay, it's just another way to funnel ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching change. Do you see what I mean, Mardelishlik Babies? And yet they go, oh. Do you see what I mean, Mardelishlik Babies, Kai? What a crock of shit. So the fact of the matter is, good on Spain for that part of Spain. There we are, good on them. And let it continue. Because at the end of the day, no matter what religion, don't go and put your religion on somebody else. Okay? But this is what's going on, Mardelishlik Babies. This has been going on, there we are, long time. You know what I mean? Okay? Because what they're trying to do, and this is the truth, Mardelishlik Babies, and for those Mardelishlik Babies who already know, you already know, but for others of Mardelishlik Babies, you do not know, they're trying to turn the whole world Muslim now. There we are, shoulders go up. I already know this long time. Do you see what I mean, Mardelishlik Babies? So the fact of the matter is that is what they're wanting. Well, have anybody ever heard of that old-fashioned saying, Mardelishlik Babies? Wanty, wanty, getty, no wanty, wanty. So at the end of the day, yes, okay. So they may say to themselves, oh, we're going to get this, and that. No. This is not how it's going to go. Now, let's switch over. So good on ya, Spain, okay? Because Spain doesn't go into the other countries now and preach their business. You see what I mean? That's the fact of the matter. We over here in our old England, we do not go to all these different countries now. No. Okay, some may go for a holiday. Some may, if they're a businessman, businesswoman, and they build a family and then they're living there, plenty in Thailand. Okay, Mardelishlik Babies, okay? But you don't hear of a lot of English going to build a home in certain countries. No, you do not, Mardelishlik Babies. There we are. And that is for a fact. Okay? So at the end of the day, do we see Spain going and taking over in another country? No, we're not seeing it. Now, so as far as I'm concerned, like I said, if ones feel that well, then just skip my channel, move from it. Right? Because I ain't got no respect. Do you see what I mean? If ones are going to treat me that way, when all I'm being done doing, there we are, is telling the damn truth, isn't it? Because my dear giddy God within, there we are, loves the truth. I haven't said that for a long time. You know what I mean, Mardelishlik Babies, okay? I've got no problem with anybody's colour. But what I do not like is when ones want to put their business onto our business. I do not like it, Mardelishlik Babies. You know what I mean? We don't want to be in bed with them, having pillow talk. No, we do not. And then when one, is free to say whatever they damn well want, and then somebody else now then on the other side of the bed is not allowed to say. Do you know what I mean? So where's this going? Do you see what I mean, Mardelishlik Babies? I'm just done telling it. There we are, the way it is. And like I said, if ones do not like it, well, boo-hoo, because I just do not ramp. There we are. And I do not give a shat. You know, at the end of the day, I've got plenty in my own family. Do you know what I mean? Different colours and everything. I'm not like one of these who goes around and says, oh, your colour this, your colour that. I mean, me personally, I believe in my own dear giddy God. I've always said that. You know what I mean? I left home at 15. Nobody held my hand. And I'm still here now. There we are. And I feel blessed to be here. But what I do not feel blessed about is to see this disgusting, putrid business, there we are, that is going on, mad, delicious little babies, you know what I mean? It's damn rank, man. Anyway, mad, delicious little babies. So, let's switch over. Oh, yes, there's another video, mad, delicious little babies. Anyway, I do not know the uploader right now because I haven't got the information in front of myself. It was just over 5 minutes long, mad little babies, and it appears, yeah, there is part of Sharia law in our old England, mad delicious little babies. Okay, yeah. Well, of course, I've known for a long time. There we are, shoulders go up again. I've known for a long time that there's been things, behind closed doors now. You know what I mean, mad delicious little babies. There we are, and I know, sir, because I've spoken to some mankind, shall we say, mad delicious little babies. Okay, so I stumbled there. There we are, and I have every reason to stumble. Okay, mad delicious babies, and I've known a long time, years ago. Okay. All it is now, mad delicious little babies, this is all coming to the forefront. Okay, there we are. This is what is happening. Okay, now I've known a long time, right? Especially that they can go and get a divorce and things like this now. I've known a long time. Okay, mad delicious little babies, okay? But so they're bringing in Sharia law. Well, of course, do I truly feel that they're going to get away with this? No, I do not. No, I do not feel so one bit. Okay, my delicious babies, what they keep doing, you see, what they do is they push videos out. Okay, my delicious babies, okay? And I truly believe that, we know who, okay, and the little lackeys, that they do all of this to get the feelers, just to see, if they can push things a bit further. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? There we are, shoulders go up again. All the time I'm saying this. Do you see what I mean, okay? So what we do, we say no to Sharia law. Otherwise, my delicious babies, what you're going to end up with, put it this way now, okay? And my heart goes out to anybody to do with domestic violence or anything like that, because it is absolutely putrid, okay? There's no need for anybody, whether it's a man or a woman, to hit a man or a woman, okay, my delicious babies? But you bring that law in, and one of the rules is that you can beat your wife. Okay, my delicious babies, okay? Now, in the Middle East countries, now what they do, I've seen plenty of videos on it, it's sickening actually. Okay, my delicious babies, okay? So if they don't like somebody, right, then what can they do? Chop the head off and carry it down the street, and they think that's perfectly fine, my delicious babies? Well, no. This is not to go on in our old England, my delicious little babies. Do you understand what I mean? If they want that business, keep the business in their own countries. Do not bring it to our country or any other country who does not do things like this now then. Simple things. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies? I'm just saying it the way it is. You'll hear that I talk in different, I can talk in Brummie. I can talk, when I want to, a bit of the old Jamaican, and then sometimes I can do my Yorkshire, do you know what I mean? So I talk in different rhythms, shall we say, my delicious little babies, Kai, and I do it, there we are, purposely. I do it purposely for a good reason. Okay, my delicious little babies, Kai. So that is what's going on there now then. So, so there's plenty going on at the moment, my delicious little babies, plenty indeed. Okay, and the fact of the matter is, we do not want it in our country. Everybody, I feel, should be respectful. There we are, to another, to the best of their ability. If for any reason somebody doesn't like somebody, well, simple things, walk on, jog on. You don't have to talk to, nobody on this earth. It happens in the animal kingdom, in the birdie kingdom, in our lovely little birdies, lovely little animals. It happens in their kingdom. Not everybody jowls with another. Do you know what I mean? So if you do not like them, just walk away. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? Anyway, I was playing a song this morning. I don't know if you'll remember it, my delicious little babies. Do you love My Little Pigeon? Oh, bless. Auntie Carla's little pigeons, magpies and crows and ravens and everything. Little birdies, yes, and squirrels, my little Daisy. She hasn't been today. Anyway, my delicious little babies, yes. A message in a bottle, yeah. Okay? My delicious little babies, you need to know the year, you need to please and thank you should anybody have any form of an interest. And of course, with the video that I advertise, share, I really would strongly suggest that ones take a little listen. I'm not talking about the alternative media who've listened to this now. I'm talking about our delicious little babies who may not have heard it. Okay, my delicious little babies. But yeah, message in a bottle. Important, actually. The year, what was going on. There we are. Shoulders go up in that year. My delicious little babies. Now then, in the early hours of this morning, finally, what I did, my delicious little babies, is I put out just a shorty video. And I happened to be out walking, my delicious little babies. I happened to be walking up a hill, actually. And, I just thought, you know what, let me just talk to my beautiful, dear little spirit guards. There we are. Let me talk to my beautiful, dear little angels now. So I was talking out loud. I was talking about the crap that's going on in the world at the moment, even though there are beautiful things, going on. But, and I just said out loud, I said, they're not going to win. They are not going to win. Okay, we shouldn't even have to go down this road, my delicious babies, but they're not going to win. They may think they are, but they are not. Okay, they're not going to win at all. They're not going to pass the finishing line, so they can go as fast as they can, as far as their damn legs can carry them. Right? The fact of the matter is they're not going to win at the end of the day. They're not going to stumbled, every reason to, the finishing line. And even with the AI, I've seen a video today where they're turning around to the side, and then I'll get back to what I was saying, where they turned around and said, AI is doing really, really good. Well, if your AI is doing so damn good, then why is it so then that they have to keep flipping selling it to everybody, and the AI needs the information from us now in the world? Ding, ding, dong, dong. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? What a crock of effing shit. Like I said, AI, like anything, if it's used properly, like the internet or anything, it can be used for super duper wonderful things. But this is not what we're seeing, my delicious little babies. Okay, so they're still flipping chatting about that. Now then, my delicious babies, let me get back to the matter in hand. So anyway, and the song that came to my noddle was We Didn't Start the Fire. Oh, yeah. So it's the lyrics, my delicious little babies. Anyway, I uploaded it early hours of this morning, my delicious little babies. And yeah, it's fetched over 1,000 views. Okay, my delicious little babies. It's very important to look at the year of the song, to look at even the singer, the artist. Me personally, though, I thought it was genius the way it was put together, because it goes in different decades. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Pure genius the way that was done. If ever. Banging. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay? But it's speaking the damn truth in the song. Do you see? And then, of course, you've got other videos on YouTube where, you can see the videos to it and everything like this now. Do you see what I mean? Okay? Anyway, that's the end of my video. So that's all I wanted to say, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is, we are in a bonkers, crackers and crazy world. They want neighbours to spy on neighbours. Yeah, yes. That is, there we are, going on big times. You see what I mean, my delicious little babies? But that's all right. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, they want ones to go against each other. Yes, that is what they want. You know what I mean? But when ones really take a look and really see what's truly going on. Oh, and one last thing, I was actually sent a video the other day, and actually, lovely, not in that way, like I said, lovely Alex Belfield, he showed a clip of it, just a tiny clip. Okay, my delicious babies, I've seen the whole of it. It was about 1 and something minutes, and I thought, you know what? Is this for real? So what I did is I thought, is this a joke? So I went back to the beginning again, and I thought, no. I thought this kind of dirty business should not be going on a train or outside okay, where you just pull down your trousers and expose yourself in that way, my delicious babies. Now then, I had a different thought here, and my thought was that whoever this was clearly, not meaning it nasty, but they were clearly mentally ill, because somebody wouldn't just pull down their trousers, for all to see your crown jewels, my delicious little babies. Do you understand what I mean, okay? And carry on in that way. So I believe that that video that somebody had clearly taken, for who it was, I believe that they were severely unwell. But nevertheless, it got a little bit, what's it called, fisticuffs. You know what I mean? Because all he was asked to do is pull up his trousers, because there were families, young families on the train, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? But then, of course, he started hurling abuse and swear words. So it got a little bit overheated. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now somebody could say, well, call the old bill. Well, how can you call the old bill when the train is moving? Do you know what I mean? So ding, ding, dong, dong, once again, common sense. Well, there's no chance of doing that, is there? But all I could see on the train, to be quite honest and fair, I could see fear. Ones were very fearful. Now, why should we have to live in a country when ones are looking very fearful? They could be going to work. They could have time off work, like little families. They could be going on a day out somewhere. Why should ones have to live like that now then? But I put it down to, again, I put it down to what has gone on. Our populations are not being looked after, not at all. Do you see what I mean, okay? And the ones who are supposed to be there, that one's still flipping effing vert for, flipping Egypts. And I will say that my delicious baby's complete and utter Egypts, man. They need a checkup from their damn neck up. You know what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? Who are supposed to be helping. No, they're not doing it at all. Now, say, for example, if you had that man who had done this act, right? And say, for example, if maybe he could be on a lot of medication, maybe he never took his medication, whatever it is, we get back to the same thing, these poxy flipping pharmaceuticals. You see what I mean? It's sending ones twisted, man. And I do know ones, bless, and over my decades, with a bipolar and different things like this. It's not easy for them to live their lives, my delicious babies. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, so I'm going to go. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, may they all be fully protected. But we can only hope that that man gets help. Because the fact of the matter is, if he was to go somewhere else and carry on like this now, then put it this way, I believe it could have been, there we are, a lot worse, my delicious little babies. Do you understand what I mean? But nobody should have to, be exposed to this. But very sadly, look what's going on. When we're born pure. We're born pure with love and everything. So this is not what I would say as whatever our definition is of normal. It's not normal, my delicious little babies, to be doing these kind of things, these things now. Not at all. But, obviously, who was on the train got very angry. But the point of the matter is that it's clear that this man there we are, had mental health problems. That's the way I saw it, my delicious babies. I'm not saying that something is right or wrong, because quite frankly, that is wrong. But what I'm saying is that he did clearly have some form, there we are, of an illness. And we're seeing too many of this now. Too much. too much depression, too much anxiety, too much where your next meal's coming from. The list is endless. How you're going to pay the next bill now. Do you understand what I mean? It goes on and on. I just keep on trying. Do you know what I mean? Nobody should have to live like this in a state of fear for, what our putrid governments are going to do next. Nobody should have to live this kind of life, my little babies, at all. And they certainly, if somebody needs help, they should be helped. And I do not believe with all these flipping jibby jabs and flipping pop a pill, I do not believe that that is the answer. No, I do not. But anyway, my little babies, I've had me say, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. The world's flipping gone crazy, man. Crazy. You know what I mean? Anyway, so until my next video, sending so very much love to you all, okay? It's just I've had a busy day today, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? So I'm, I'm just, I've still got things to do now, you know what I mean? But I thought, you know what? I thought I'll just bang out a little video to you all, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? And as for the pork, yeah, I mean, pork is one of, there we are, the most cleanest meats. So regardless what somebody says to myself, I mean, I do not eat meat. I haven't eaten meat for years. So this is nothing against, I'm not sort of preaching that I do not eat meat. I eat fish, but not meat. But my point is, it's like, oh, you cannot have this, you cannot have that, and all of this business now. What I was talking about was a beautiful, dear little animal going to its passing. And imagine the fear, having everybody around that poor little animal, imagine. Well, if you really look at what's going on, my little babies, it's like we're in the same boat, okay? And there's a very large flipping animal. Do you understand what I mean, okay? Which keeps circling around each and every one of us. There we are. Shoulders go up again when I've just said that. That's just came to my noddle. Anyway, my delicious little babies, so very much love to you all. Please look after yourselves now, and please try to look after others, okay? There's my beautiful little baby pigeon, bless them, okay? They've got some fruit and, and everything in the... little birdie house, I went and bought them some mealworms, but of course they're not for mankind consumption, you know what I mean? My delicious little babies anyway, but it seems to be flirting about in some of the flour around the world. Okay, my delicious little babies, I should stop saying around the world because we're not in the globe. Okay, my delicious little babies, so very much love. Lots of kisses. Love you. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.